Custom ROMs. Now, these are amazing software things or software objects or whatever you want to call them, which makes your Android device much more interesting, especially after it has stopped receiving software updates from the device manufacturer. Now, in a brand new series, what I plan to bring to you guys is the beauty of custom ROMs. Now, whenever we do a review, we do tell you the stability, the performance, the battery life and all the aspects. But something that I have been skipping upon are the detailed features of each and every custom ROM. And through this series, I intend to introduce you guys to different amazing features or sub menus and customization options of each and every custom ROM, so you can decide which one is more beautiful and which one allows you the versatility of customization. Hello everyone, my name is Kailash, you're watching PhoneOps, and today is episode 1 of the beauty of custom ROMs on any Android device. So if you haven't already, please subscribe because we bring innovative, amazing content like this to you every single day. Alright, now before we begin, this is a ROM which we recently covered, that is Rise Droid for the POCO X3 Pro. Pretty splendid ROM, you should definitely try it. And I know the developer has decided to not continue it, but that doesn't stop us from giving you guys a brief insight to what exactly this ROM can do. Now, of course, this is an AOSP ROM based on the latest security patch and the latest Android version and stuff like that. But what we didn't cover, once again, was the customization option. And it starts from the word get go. What this means is the moment you're on the home screen, you will notice that this looks very clean and very AOSP style, right? But the moment you long press over here, you will see that you have something called as home settings, which is basically launcher settings. Now in launcher settings, if you go to icons, you can actually change the icon pack, right? If you have any icon packs installed, that can be changed. If you go to settings over here, there are other options that you can change. And you can enable or disable notification dots directly from the launcher settings. Apart from that, you can play around with the icon size, you can play around with the font size, maximum lines for app label that can be customized as well. Along with this, there is something called as home screen customization. So you can, enable or disable this lock layout feature. That means you will not be able to rearrange the icons on the home screen. Add app icons to the home screen. I keep it disabled. Double tap to sleep. Wallpaper scrolling and wallpaper zooming are more like aesthetic features, and what they exactly do is not really performance oriented. Apart from this, swipe to access Google app, yes, very interesting for people like me. Status bar, you can enable or disable it on the home screen. Top shadow, there's this shadow over here at the top. Icon labels on desktop. Hot seat background and a translucent background to the app dock. So let's actually see here. Okay, as you can see, this is what they were talking about, and if we disable this, it just looks like a normal background for the dock, right? Now, apart from this, there are other features like random messages. Make your companion more lively with random messages. Now playing, of course, this is a Android feature. Google search bar, Google Music search, themed icons, you can go ahead and enable this. This is an Android 12 feature carried on to Android 13, and you can increase or decrease the corner radius as well. Now, of course, when we do ROM reviews, these are not the things that we cover in detail, and that's what we are doing right here. If you go to app drawer, you have themed icons in app drawer as well, app search bar, icon labels in drawer, row height and background opacity. You can customize all of these options. And if you go to recents, well, you do have a ton of options: memory info, clear all, kill app, lens, pin app, screenshot and background opacity. Now, as you can see, this menu, that is the multitasking menu, looks very busy, and this sort of cascading animation for these in-memory applications looks good. You have this clear all button over here, you have this screenshot button, you can lock an app in memory, and then this is a Google Lens, and this is something that allows you to close that particular app, right? Now, let's once again go to the home screen settings because we are not done, right? Allow home screen rotation, enable haptic feedback, hidden and protected apps. So, custom ROMs, good things. That means you can hide apps even though you are on a custom ROM. As you can see, you can not only lock your applications with Rise Droid, but you can also go ahead and hide them from the menu, which is a good thing. You do have suggestions, background blur depth, that is a good thing, and action toast, and you can restart the launcher as well. Now moving on, you just have the about section. Now this was just the launcher. Imagine how many more options a custom ROM can have as far as customization is concerned. Now the next option over here is if we long press, you have widgets. So, Android 13 standard stuff, nothing out of the ordinary over here. Some custom ROMs will have some additional widgets here and there, but not much in this case. So This is the Android 13 watch style. I like the original one and it looks pretty beautiful with Monet UI and all the customization. Apart from that, wallpaper and style, as you can see, use the taskbar. Next, drag to the taskbar, touch and hold to do this and that. So this is sort of a new menu that you have now at the bottom. Your app drawer is always available. Remember that feature in launcher settings that we were talking about. But apart from this, you do have themed icons over here. So you can go ahead and enable or disable that. You can enable dark theme or disable dark theme from here as well. And let's go back to the home screen. Now, if you swipe from the top to bottom, you do have a ton of customizations in a lot of custom ROMs here as well. As you can see, you have the time, date, all the other things, and then you have a tap-able shortcut for your time and battery and stuff like that. But as you can see, there are more quick tiles compared to stock Android or MIUI as well. So if you go to the edit menu, you will see that the quick tiles in itself are a customization sub-menu, which means there are a ton of additional options that you can directly access from your quick tile. Let's start from the bottom here. For example, you have live caption, bedtime mode, focus mode, storage, message enhancer, dual phone camera. Now this is an MIUI camera feature, but sound search, screenshot, weather, volume panel, compass. These are the amount of things. You have caffeine, reading mode, ambient display. And if you have questions around any of these features, just comment in the comment section. I will explain what that feature does. And we have one-handed mode, of course, extra dim, mic access, location access. So the amount of options that you get, including the game space, FPS counter, there are a ton of things that custom ROMs can do. And that is the beauty of Rise Droid as well, right? Now, we've covered most of the UI element when it comes to the front end or, the first look of a custom ROM. But if you actually go to settings in a lot of custom ROMs, in the settings UI as well, you will see so many customization options that you will be amazed how much customizations these ROMs have to offer. Okay, now as you can see, we are in the settings menu. Network and internet, connected devices, these are all basic options. So if you go to personalization, as you can see, wow, the amount of customizations available in personalization for Rise Droid is just amazing, right? So you have your About Us section in which the developers talk about themselves, of course. Then you have the buttons section. Over here, mostly, there are some controls for the hardware buttons and some for the nav bar and stuff like that. Click to partial screenshot, power menu customization. As you can see, you can enable advanced restart. You can have secured lock screen, which means if you're on the lock screen or if your device is on the lock screen, say your phone is lost, you will not be able to reboot by long pressing the power button. Then you have the on-the-go mode, airplane mode, lockdown, emergency, screenshot. All of these can be added to the power menu with such ease, right? Now, end call, long press for torch, wake device by pressing the button, answer the call, control playback, keyboard cursor control, and reorient the buttons as well. So very, very, detailed customization here. Now, if you further go to lock screen over here, you have media cover art, you have cover art filter, blur amount for lock screen media, fade the amount of lock screen media artwork, battery info, wow, on lock screen, left shortcut, right shortcut, everything can be customized. Now that is something that I really, really love about custom ROMs. So tap to sleep, fingerprint authentication, vibration, fingerprint error vibration, ripple effect, power menu, everything is available over here to be enabled or disabled. If you then go to miscellaneous, you will see that you have a very, very unique game space over here. This is an adaptation of the AOSP game space or game dashboard as they used to call it. It is the same thing, but it gives you more options. For example, there are different types of notification modes over here. You can decide what do you need to do when you get an incoming call. And ringer can be set to completely silent if you're gaming. You can block a full screen event, disable auto brightness, disable swipe to screenshot, stay awake, lock gesture, and disable USB debugging, because some games will not run if you have USB debugging enabled. If you then go to game settings, you will have a preferred mode, performance, standard, or battery. So if you're playing a low-end game like Candy Crush or something, you would probably keep it on battery and you can get better battery life. And then you have this experimental, API or drivers, which I won't recommend using because for me it has crashed a lot of times. Now, apart from this, you have an option to enable or disable Google services directly. Now, this is ROM specific. Most of these options will depend from a custom ROM to custom ROM. So, it will be very interesting to make so many videos about different custom ROMs. Give this video a like and subscribe if you think we should make more videos like these, right? Now, you have parallel space as well over here, which is really good to see in custom ROMs. Full screen apps can be enabled or disabled, as you can see over here. Then you have Scarlett services, you have sensor block per package, very unique, granular control for what sensors will have access to what applications, or which applications will be able to use which sensors. Unlock FPS in, unlock higher FPS in games. So I was able to get 120 FPS in multiplayer mode because of this option. It's Call of Duty Mobile. So that's a good thing. Don't ask me about New State, PUBG or BGMI. I won't reply to those comments. Unlimited Google photo storage. Netflix spoof. Okay, as a different model. This is the first time I'm looking at it. Swipe to screenshot. Bam, it works just fine. Pocket detection, and you have weather settings as well. So a ton of options there. Then you have navigation. You can enable or disable the navigation bar, and there are these gestures. Nobody uses navigation bars these days. Quick settings, wow, in quick settings as well, just look at the amount of customization you have, right? So over here, clock, it can be enabled or disabled. So let's say I disable this. Bam, you cannot see the clock over here. It is that instant. You can disable the date. You can select what type of battery you want. I mean, come on guys, this is crazy, the amount of customization over here. So as you can see, it changed once again. Bam. See, the battery style keeps changing. Battery location, you can decide where you want, quick status bar or quick setting style and stuff like that. Very interesting. Battery estimate can be enabled, which means in some time it should start showing a battery estimate to us over here. Auto brightness icon, brightness slider, hide quick settings on secure lock screen, the background transparency, the tiles layout, quick settings, styles, animation styles, page transitions, data usage can be enabled, footer alerts. Now, if I go on to explain all these features, it would be like a 30-minute video. I really don't want to do that, but you can ask me in the comment section. Edit tiles icon and whatnot. Just look at the amount of options you have over here, right? Now you can customize sound as well. You can enable something called as pulse, which is available in the nav bar. I don't use the nav bar. You can decide the amount of steps that you need to have for each and every customization menu. Volume pane can be enabled on the left, vibrate on connect, vibrate on call waiting, and vibrate on disconnect. See the amount of options, I tell you. Status bar icons, you can enable or disable which one you like. Clock styles, left, right, center, hidden, clock and date, network traffic indicator. Let's go ahead and turn it on. So if you have any network activity, it will show over there. 4G icon, combined signal icons, roaming indicator. The amount of customization is just crazy. You can customize your battery style here as well. And brightness control, quick pull down, these options are available as well. Last but not the least, you have some ambient display customizations, wake screen for notifications, music ticker, edge lighting. It is as good as manufacturer's UI like Realme UI or MI UI. It's just that it's based on AOSP, which makes it faster. Screen of animation can be changed. Theme, engine customization is available, and floating rotate button, right? Now, that's probably everything, because in some custom ROMs, if you further go to system, you will have some customizations here as well. But I will tell you this, I gamed on it, it was very good. But this particular video, this episode 1 was dedicated to the amount of versatility that a custom ROM would allow you to have on your phone compared to a stock ROM like MIUI or Realme UI. That was it for Rise Droid on the POCO X3 Pro. Let me know 2 things in the comment section. 1, should we make more videos like this? And 2, which is the next custom ROM you all want us to cover? I'll see you in the next one. Till then, my name is Kailash, and keep smiling and take care. Goodbye.